hottest comic books in the world, and people be overpaying like really bad.
It happens. Overpayments do happen, but these are some really large numbers.
It hurts. Number 10 on the list, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 1. The newsstand 9.8 has been hovering below the $1,000 marker. Officially, I don't think people should be focused on acquiring direct market copies because you can basically get the newsstand for $100, $200, sometime the same amount as you would pay for a direct market copy. This past week, someone paid $18.25 for a newsstand. Yo, if you're patient, you could be buying it for under $1,000.
Consistently, that's where this book has been selling. Even we're seeing with the beginning of an 8 in front of us, we're talking the $800 realm. You just got to be patient like most of these. And G.I. Joe, a great IP. I mean, we're talking about something that started back in 1964 with toys and hit a whole nother generation with the little mini 3 1/4s that we got in the 80s. So this stuff really resonates now. It's still just as hot as ever. And number 9, though, if you want to talk about hot, Punisher, limited series number 1. I've been asked about this book. I was just at New York Comic Con, set up. This and many on this list, of course, but this is just that entry-level Punisher book you can get into that we don't see sell as aggressively as it did through the boom as it probably should have. So the gains aren't massive, which also means the falls weren't as gigantic as we saw with a lot of keys.
Newsstand 9.8 comes up in the marketplace under traditionally 7 times a year. We're seeing a little bit more aggressively this year because of how hot Frank Castle is, but a newsstand hit 1172. That's up 9%. This book peaked at just above 2,000, but it didn't even hit that price that often. It was kind of hovering between $1,300 and $1,500 during the comic boom. I think you're right. This book didn't get the attention like a lot of others did, which I think means that this has some optimism behind it because people don't feel like they're going to be risking that much with how prosperous of a future Frank Castle has in the MCU.
Well, let's give it a little also grounded a little bit. This book only has about 650 issues or so in a 9.8, but the G.I. Joe, which is 4 years older, had over 1,100 9.8. So when we're talking about what's actually on the census and comparing the book like apples to apples, you can kind of see why this book is selling as strong as it is in a 9.8.
It's a glorious Mike set cover that isn't as easy to acquire in high grade, like just stumbling upon it. It's a thicker book, not the greatest paper. Number 8 on the list is Spawn number 1. This is the first appearance of Spawn in comic books in full. 24 sales. Sold above the recent 12-month average. Remind you, it takes 3 to even qualify for the list. The 9.8 direct you can acquire for around $150. The highest someone paid this last week was $158. 12 different sales above the recent 12-month average on the direct alone. There was a newsstand 9.8 that went for $799. You could be acquiring a newsstand 9.8 for between the $500 and $600 range. That near $800 sale marks the highest it's sold for all year long, an increase of 47% when you compare it to the 12-month average. Now, there was a lot of news about Spawn at New York City Comic Con, but it wasn't really like updates about the IP or the movie. I mean, Todd even got asked. The only question that they had time for during the panel at NYCC with J. Scott Campbell, someone asked, what's the status of the movie? And he really didn't have an update. He just talked about how if they don't get further in this process, he's gonna have to just throw his own money down to make this happen. But there was a really fun announcement between J. Scott Campbell and Todd during the panel that they're gonna be releasing like joint covers and they're gonna sell them as exclusives. You're gonna see Todd do inks for Scott and Scott do inks for Todd. I made a video all about it on my Instagram. Follow me at ComicTom101 on IG to see that video. Shout out Zoro for editing it. It was like one of my favorite videos we released all year long. I digress because there's some Spawn covers, issue number 1 editions that I wanted to hit you with, Jeff, that I bet you didn't even know existed.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't know all that is Spawn, but I'm excited to learn here. What do we got?
All right, I pulled up GPA and I found some interesting Spawn ones. So first off, there was a recent sale in June, $82 for a 9.8. It was a CGC cracked case. So when you can get a direct copy, 9.8, for like $150 to $200, if you wait for a cracked case, what does it cost to fix a comic book in a case?
A modern book like that is like a $22 submission and shipping. Let's say about $35 you're into it, as long as the book didn't get damaged.
That's right. Well, take a look at this other one. This hasn't sold since 2022, but I thought it was really cool. $600, mind you, is what this 9.8 direct copy went for. It says on GPA, inserted in CGC holder upside down.
I love when they mess up. I love it because I don't get it fixed, man. I leave it. It's an error. It's encapsulated. It's perfect.
All right, here's another interesting 9.8. It says here, this was sold in 2008. $15, okay? But here's the thing. There is no other recorded sale of this because GPA actually keeps track of unique sales, not just the books and their history. It says in the notes, this 9.8 that went for $15 in 2008 was, quote, listed at a 9.6.
Somebody got fired that day because they listed that book wrong for somebody. There's no way if you own that book that you're making a mistake from 969. It was probably somebody's, overworked staff or member.
Hit the subscribe button. We make this video every single week for the comic book community. Jeff, hit him with number 7 on the list because people are underestimating this comic. I've said it before, and damn it, I'm saying it again.
This is the black suit Spidey Grail that you want, in my opinion.
Mine too.
Number 7, Amazing Spider-Man 252. And just to mention this, okay, because you could argue, in my opinion, that this could be the first appearance of Venom. Sure. And I'll tell you why, because it's like the symbiote suit is Venom. True. It's kind of Venom in hiding. So outside of the fact that it's an AF-15 homage, it's the first time we really see the black suit especially in continuity. And
almost a year before Secret Wars 8.
Yeah, we won't even get the explanation where the suit comes from for months and months and months later. But this book is extremely important. And an ASM 300, stay tuned, maybe on this list, has a lot more copies than a 9.8 and newsstand options as well than this.
Make this make sense, dude. ASM 252, 9.8 newsy, averaging $13.43 over this last year. Recent sale, $1,500. We're seeing Secret Wars 8 newsstand hit around the same amount. Some people paid $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 this very year for a Secret Wars 8. The last sale, as of the day of this recording, for a Secret Wars 8 direct market, under $500. This last week, ASM 252, 9.8 direct clocked in a sale at $1,091. The hell?
I mean, that's just up 7% of the 12-month average of $1,020. But regardless, we're seeing an increase against all numbers and variations of this book.
Number 6 on the list is Amazing Spider-Man 316, another underrated comic book. We have the first full cover appearance of Venom, the third appearance in story. It's a McFarlane cover, 15 sales, clearing $5,000 above the recent 12-month average. You can get a 9.8, in which, by the way, 7 outsold the recent 12-month average this week alone, the highest for $500. That's an increase of 25%. We're seeing a lot of McFarlane books on the list because he announced the CGC signing. So I suspect that's why a lot of these sales are just coming in right now. People are looking at the prices and going, yeah, would this be better with that SIG? Probably. But dude, under $500 is what you want to kind of scout for in a 9.8 of this book. First full cover appearance of Venom.
I mean, that cover, when you see this hulking character overtaking Spider-Man like that, and just to know how psychopathic he is, I mean, it's a really kind of an important book in really Spider-Man's storyline in general and just McFarlane keys in general.
How much is that McFarlane hype spiking up this book right now? About $100. I mean, you could be getting this book around $400 prior to this announcement. In fact, if you're patient, the last sale as of the day of this recording wasn't $500, wasn't even $400. It was $354. Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to steer you right, damn it. Don't overpay for comics unless you just really need the book for the signing, because then you're going to have to pay what you got to pay. Number 5 on the list, you alluded to this already.
Guess what? Another McFarlane book. I mean, what is that? The 4th one already, and we're just at number 5 alone. This book has sold 15 times above the 12-month average for over $8,000 spent. We saw a 9.6 sale for $891, up 8% from the 8.28 average, and a newsstand 9.4 sale for $811, which is up 10%.
Dude, a 9.8 this last week sold for $25.95. The average on a 9.8 has been right around $2,500. We've mentioned this before. Not all 9.8s of this book are the same. So when I see $2,500, I'm not thinking, oh, damn, this book is down. It should be $3,000. No, what it means is you got to shop the right book. You got to make sure that right side of the page is just a straight line going down. You don't want any of the jagged edges, from the printing. And it's a dark cover. I've seen 9/8s with ticks, like you want a really gorgeous looking copy of this book if you're going to spend over $2,000.
Always check the books in the slabs, guys, because it does make a difference. Don't just buy it blindly and thinking your 9/8 looks the same as all others. Number 4 on the list, though, I freaking love this book. And I had about 5 different people ask me about this book at New York Comic Con, as they should. This book should be talked about more, but Fantastic Four, number 12. This is considered probably, I think it's tied with ASM number 1, but the first real Marvel Silver Age crossover when you have Hulk, Thing both on the cover. And I'll tell you, one of the things I love the most about this cover is Hulk and Thing only have 4 toes and 4 hands. So they're still kind of developing the characters.
4 hands?
4 fingers, excuse me. So still kind of monster-like, right?
Sure. What's interesting about this book, though, is they don't actually share a whole lot of panels where they're fighting. it does happen, but it's so brief. It wasn't really the intention of this book. They weren't really marketing this, even though it kind of looks like it on the cover, as Silver Surfer 4, where you got Silver Surfer, flying in to fight Thor. So if you're really looking for that battle book, Key Collector even says that you got to pick up that FF25.
And 26, it's a 2-part story when he's standing on top of the tower, which you can argue which one you like better. I go back and forth. I think I like 26 of late better. That 25 is cool, but the way he's drawn, I don't know, man. It messes with me.
Well, the 7.0 of the book on the list, FF number 12, hit $3,000 this last week. That's up 14%. And let's not stop there, because over $6,000 was spent. A 4.5 went for $1,300. That's up 13%. And the 3.0 had its year-high sale at $850. What do you think? Is this just FF love right now? People are, speculating that we're going to see the Thing go up against the Hulk. I don't know, man. Unless the Thing that we saw goes up against a Professor Hulk, it seems like it's not going to be a fair fight.
Yeah, this is one of those things where you should be looking when people aren't on keys. And this book has kind of been under the radar for a while. I know it's a key, but it just feels when you hear the numbers that you're like, why doesn't this book sell for more? Because it's just such a classic cover and it's a battle. We love every version of Hulk versus Thing battle cover there is. So why would you not think that this book should be worth more than where it sits now?
Let's make an announcement. Your boy teamed up with the living mother effing legend Rob Liefeld for our first collab on an exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, get your 1 per box in the November mystery mail call. We got Youngblood number 1, Rob Liefeld, going out to every single member. Shout out, Rob, for making this happen. This is some 90s goodness, dude. I remember reading this as a teenager at shows with my dad, man. Youngblood, just action-packed, the epitome of just 90s fun. And we're going to be able to send it to every single member. ComicTom.com. Join up. We got under a couple hundred boxes reserved every month for the community. If you're already subscribed, we got you covered. If you haven't subscribed, go join up. Let's move on to number 3 on the list. Is it any surprise? We got to talk about Invincible.
No, it's not a surprise.
How much did you get hit up about Invincible at New York?
Oh, yeah. Again, the hottest books in New York are going to be, or characters are going to be Invincible, Spider-Man, and Batman seem to be the top 3 that is pretty consistent, Spider-Man and Batman. But Invincible this year is just forget it, man. It takes the cake. Whatever Invincible I would have on the wall, I'm pretty sure I would have sold.
Well, we have 7 sales above the recent 12-month average, clearing $15,000. Let this sink in. We track the total sales of our list every week to see how much is spent, right? Last week was $42,000 spent, which is actually kind of low. This last week, it was $70,000. A good chunk of this list has been propelled because of Invincible alone. And I was actually kind of paying attention to dealers' walls. And something that I've been beginning to see is not only it's expected to see a CGC area. It's expected to see Silver Age. And you got your blue chips back there. There's a Hulk 340 up there. There's a Secret Wars 8 up there. But so many dealers are choosing to have a section of just Invincible covers. Have you noticed this?
If I had a group of Invincible, of course I'm going to group them because they're Invincible, but am I going to remove other keys and put something that I think is more liquid? Yeah, I will, and I did the same thing. I was like, do I put this George Perez Wonder Woman 1, or do I put an Invincible back issue that I think is going to sell quickly and move off my wall?
9.8 hit $5,000, up 14%. We were telling people, try to secure it around the $4,000 mark, or You know, we're seeing some sales in the $4,500 range. It's not easy, but these are like more private sales you got to kind of go for. The public sales, yeah, $5,000. A 9.6 at $2,550. That's up 10%. Invincible would be strong is what I'm saying. Did you see the PSA collab with Skybound Invincible?
What? No.
At the PSA booth for $75, they were selling a mystery box that contained one PSA Invincible graded card. And I was told by people at the show that there was like a staggering amount of 10.0 graded cards in these. They were offering them 3 per person per day, and they sold out.
I mean, PSA is trying to really jump out here. I mean, I have a ton of PSAs in my booth. I did sell a good amount of them. I didn't discount them. I listed them the way, and people loved being able to handle them, throw them. I had anyone who grabbed it, came by and talked about PSAs. I gave them one and I let them all drop it. I said, take it to the height you want and let it go.
Dude, I was on stage performing the first Whatnot official PSA stream. And before I went up, I talked to the rep that was there. And I'm like, listen, dude, I won't do it if you don't want me to do it. But I want to drop the book. His face, he didn't seem excited that I said that, but he understood. And I was feeling it. I was on stage and dude, I did it. I was auctioning a PSA slab and I said, I'm going to freaking do it. And I let it go in front of a crowd of people. In the crowd, a bunch of PSA reps. As soon as I dropped it, I saw everybody's face just like, what's going to happen? I was so confident that nothing would happen. And guess what? Nothing happened.
I'm not shocked, man. I'm telling you, man, I was punching it. I was jumping in a concrete. It's amazing. That's what you want your collectible to feel like, just that rigid and sturdy. So we'll just see if they can keep pushing, keep going ground. Because again, it's nice to just see changes in the hobby.
A lot of changes at New York, dude. You saw Walmart doing live streaming with Swaggle-Hoss?
Yeah. I mean, with eBay, Whatnot. I mean, like you said, Walmart, Gary V. I mean, you just name it. It's an interesting time. So it'll be fun to see in about 2-3 years who's sticking around, who we haven't even seen yet.
Have I told you we have a Youngblood Rob Liefeld cover going out 1 per box? Number 2 on the list is Batman 423. We all know why this is here. Outside of McFarlane doing McFarlane stuff, 11 sales, near $5,000 spent above the recent 12-month average. A 9.8 went for $2,000. Dude, is there a book from 1988 Batman that hits that price? I don't think there is.
I don't think so, man. Nothing pops in my mind. I mean, otherwise, it'd probably be on this list.
That's right. Increase of 21% when you compare it to the recent 12-month average. I think that's an aggressive price, by the way. I mean, the average has been around $16.44. The last sale as of today was $14.54. So just be mindful that people are spending a little bit more money on McFarlane because they want to get SIGs on the books. But this book is hot as hell, largely because the original art is on Heritage right now. As of the time of this recording, with buyer's premium, the OA has a bid currently at $640,625. It's crazy to think that he's like been so transparent about how quick of a cover this was, that there was like mistakes made on the cover. He was just cranking it out. That the beloved cape, the cowl, everything that you see that people just put up on a pedestal was done to save time.
I mean, this is kind of that Spawn cape that we fell in love with, right?
Yeah.
But we're seeing it on Batman. So it's kind of like a precursor to all that.
The hottest book in the world, number 1, isn't any surprise.
Nope.
It's Spider-Man. It's a first appearance. We're talking The Jackal. We're talking Frank Castle. Hit the subscribe button. We have ASM 129.
Another great cover by Todd McFarlane. No, but he was on this list 5 times. Half the list is a McFarlane book. That's wild. We saw a 9.6 sell for $6,300. That's up 7% above the $5,865 12-month average.
129 has been leading the list this year. It's October at number 1, 11 different times. Total on the Hot 10, 32 of the 40 weeks of coverage.
That's wild. You know what's more wild? I can't believe we're 40 weeks into the year already. That's crazy.
Where did this week go? I mean, this right here shows you the impact of not just John Bernthal. You know, when you have an actor that everyone's like very proud to have, donning that emblem, it provides a level of assurance in the collectible that makes people just frolic to buy it. Over $14,000 spent in 7 days above the 12-month average. They believe in this book, but I think it's that ASM, edition too. Like when you have ASM on the cover, thank Thor that Punisher appeared first in the ASM run.
This is one of those first appearance books that did it right. You got the main character on the cover, and it's a freaking hit. So that's amazing. And again, brand new day, born again, yada yada, Kristen Ritter. We're gonna probably see street level heroes like Defenders and who knows what. But we're all excited for it, and we're here for it. So, if you got this book and you frolicked away with it, congratulations.
Hit the like, slap the subscribe, and of course, as always,
collect the old and gold and geek responsibly.
Enough said. All right, we're back from New York City Comic-Con. Let's do some NYCC giveaways. I have this gorgeous Harley Quinn Batman. This is a reprint from the 1999 Paul Dini run. This is the first ongoing Harley Quinn in DC continuity. And let's just give a couple sets away this next trending video. How do they apply to be in our giveaways?
SMS.
That's right, the text message group, comictom.com. Put your phone number in to keep up with all of the shit we do. And it actually to win in every giveaway that we do going forward. At the end of time.
Eternity.